Well, President Joe Biden will be leaving soon to head to the Middle East, Israel and Jordan. He's expected to show support for Israel, but also to address the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Today, a blast killed hundreds in a hospital there. Now, as the carnage worsens, one of Israel's biggest hospitals is now preparing for casualties. Haley Ott reports on that from Tel Aviv.
4 floors underground in what was once a parking lot, Beilinson Hospital outside Tel Aviv has set up an intensive care unit with 32 beds.
This is a war in a different scale. Obviously, we can't foresee the future, but we have to prepare for the worst.
Dr. Itai Ben-David says in this basement, patients can receive state-of-the-art care. Departments located on higher floors have been moved down here to provide continuous care if the area comes under missile attack. There are monitors, ventilators, and the capacity to perform some surgeries. Staff are bracing to treat traumatic injuries like those seen on the battlefield. As a doctor, how do you feel preparing to move down into a basement to protect yourself and your patients?
Yeah, I'm concerned about the patients, I'm concerned about my family, I'm concerned about my place where I live.
We already treated something like 75 casualties from the war.
Professor Yaron Neave, the former deputy CEO of the Israeli Ministry of Health, has served in 5 previous wars and was recruited to Beilinson to help set up the effort.
I don't want that we have many casualties, but we can manage every number of casualties we have.
He says though difficult times may be ahead, the team is ready to offer the best care they can. Haley Ott, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutcherson has been touting his support for Israel over the years as he tries to keep his presidential campaign alive. The Republican pointing to his trips to that nation during his time as governor, and he notably wore an Israeli flag during a recent presidential debate. We caught up with him today as reports came in about that attack on an area where civilians are supposedly taking refuge. He emphasized to us that the humanitarian side needs to be a focus as the conflict rolls on.
Israel needs to go in and to destroy Hamas. They also need to make sure that there are pathways for innocent citizens to get out of Gaza as the damage is done. And so the humanitarian side cannot be ignored, and there needs to be ways that those citizens can protect themselves and find shelter and hospital care as well.
Tonight at 10, THV 11's Sarah Horbakowitz sits down with the presidential hopeful as he shares his thoughts on the current response from President Joe Biden and how this war could impact us here in Arkansas.